هجموا على الشرطة. هجموا على الشرطة. هجموا على الشرطة، ضربوهم في صوت التيف إيجار. هربوا.
Täällä haisee semmoinen hirveä palainen, semmoinen niinkö, semmoinen palainen käry, että ei siinä niinkö,
jotakin, siellä hajosi vissiin jotakin.
Joo, nyt tää ikkunoita ihan täysillä niinkö joka paikassa. On niinkö. Porukka tulee tänne päin. Ai joo.
Joo, nyt näkyy taas.
Ei, jag är inte polis. Nej, jag vill inte er. Jag bara... Här är jag.
Aavolta teidän kysellä, onko se poliisi?
Mulla on pakko lähteä pois sieltä, nyt rupeaa olemaan semmoiset paikat, että...
Okei.
Täytyy vähän käydä kavelee tuolla.
Joo, niin se on paras.
Well, hi everyone. As you can see from the material I just showed you, there's something going on in Rinkeby, Stockholm, and Rinkeby, of course, is a very special neighborhood. It's a neighborhood with almost 90% of the inhabitants there being of foreign origin, mostly Muslim. Like, if you go there, what you will see is Muslim men and veiled women. And this isn't, of course, the first time something like this has happened. There have been a lot of these smaller riots all the time in these places like Rinkeby or Malmö. And of course, the one that got the most publicity was the Husby riots a few years ago, because those were huge. Like they started from the neighborhood of Husby, which is pretty similar to Rinkeby. It's also in Stockholm. It has a lot of migrants and immigrants in there. And the riots spread not just to other neighborhoods in Stockholm, but also to other cities. But this remained pretty contained, and the trouble started at something like 8 p.m. tonight on February 20th. And there were some cars burned in there, cops were stoned, and at least one cop got hit on the arm. There's talk of 3 police officers being hospitalized, but that's not for sure, so I'm not going to vouch for that. And as my friend showed you on the video, these foreigners, or people of foreign origin, most of them were born here, like they are 2nd or 3rd generation. They were smashing windows and breaking into stores. There was at least some tobacco store to which he saw them break in, and another was a little grocery store. And they smashed the windows and robbed the store. So something like that happened. And there were no cops to be seen when this was going on. Only after the riot had calmed down and most of the assailants had already left with whatever loot they got from robbing these stores, the cops showed up. And there were only a few patrols here and there, and they didn't really do anything. They just sat in their cars and there was no effort to find the people who had rioted. There was no effort to stop any damage from being done. So basically these cops in Sweden are like, they are doing basically insurance checkings, that they wait for the riot to calm down. They don't want to mess with these people because they are scared of them. And they have a good reason to be scared of them. Something around a week ago, there was this event in Rinkeby also, in which 20 to 30 of these foreigners or people of foreign origin attacked a police patrol and beat up these 2 cops. So they have a good reason to be scared of them, because these people have no respect for the law enforcement. They aren't like us, like they aren't polite, and they aren't scared of police or give them any authority. And they have this habit of attacking in mobs. So what the hell are two cops going to do when there are 30 people attacking them? So these areas are basically like the Wild West. If you go there and you get into trouble, you are all alone. The people around you aren't going to help you if you get victimized. And there is little chance of cops coming in there, because cops don't like to come into these neighborhoods because their cars get destroyed and they get attacked. And there are 55 of these so-called no-go zones in Sweden. That's according to police information. A police report stated that there are 55 of these areas in which the crime starts affecting people's everyday life in a very severe way. And police and first aid and emergency workers have a difficult time working in these neighborhoods. So cops either don't go there at all, or they go with big force, like they use several patrols. Firemen also get stoned in here, and they get set up like these people can put a bomb in a trash can, then set it on fire. Then they call the fire department, and when the fire department comes, they start putting out the fire, and the bomb explodes. So that's the sort of stuff these people do for fun. Like, they are completely insane. They aren't like us. And it's completely unnecessary, and it's useless to wonder why these people do these kinds of things. Nobody knows. They just like to do this kind of stuff to show who's the boss. And then they set these traps for cops too, like they can claim that, call 911 and claim that, okay, there was a robbery, come over here. Then when the cops come, these guys are there in a huge crowd. They have already gathered stones and bottles and stuff they can throw at the cops, and then they start throwing the rocks at the cops, and the cops have no chance but to escape. There was also one person who died because of this fucking stone throwing. Like, these emergency workers went to help a person who had gotten some sort of a seizure, and they went to an apartment, but they were unable to get out of the building because the other inhabitants of that building were throwing stones and other stuff at these ambulance workers. And while they were treating this patient, who of course then died because they weren't able to get him to hospital, these inhabitants of the neighborhoods also destroyed their ambulance. So it's pretty unreal what's going on in there. But anyway, this is Rinkeby tonight. So what Trump said about what happened in Sweden, or what's happening in Sweden last night, this is it. Like, this is how it is. And it's not in any way unusual. Like, there aren't any big headlines about this kind of stuff because it's so common in Sweden. And when these Swedish politicians present that they don't know what Trump is talking about, they are like, oh, what's going on? There's nothing going on in here. I don't understand what he's talking about. They are basically morons. Of course they know what's going on. They just want to deny it because they are too proud about their humanitarian superpower to admit that they got it wrong. They want to believe that they are so morally superior to everyone else that their multiculturalism cannot fail, and that their feminism cannot fail. But it has failed, and denying it won't change anything. So this is Rinkeby in February 20th. Thank you for listening, and bye.